Hey everyone, it's Max. Welcome back for another yoga class. Please find a comfortable seat, join me. You can sit any way you like. We're going to be here for just a moment. Today's class is a slower flow where we're going to be focusing on engaging the lower body. So we're not going to be working too much on challenging your strength or anything like that, but you may find we're engaging different muscles than you're used to. So again, get comfortable, maybe close down the eyes. Let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths before we get moving. So exhale everything out. Inhale through the nose, filling all the way up. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Inhaling through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. One more big inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Seal the lips. Continue breathing in and out through the nose. And take a moment to just set an intention for our class today. When you're ready, you can gently blink open the eyes. Let's come up onto the feet and we'll bring our legs nice and wide. And we'll start with some skandasana, so some side lunge. So bend your right leg as you straighten your left leg. Your left toes point up towards the ceiling. You can have your hands on the floor for balance if you want to. And then we'll come up on an inhale. And as you exhale out your nose, bending the left leg, straightening the right toes point up. So this is our skandasana. Pretty common yoga position. So see if you can, on your inhales, come to center. On your exhales, go to the other side. So we're just going to switch back and forth, warming up the groin and the legs. If you want a little balance challenge, you can lift the hands and try to lift your back so you're a little bit more upright. Either way is fine. Just feeling into your hips and especially the groin. I want to focus a lot on the inner line of the legs during this short class. So see if you can bring your attention, your awareness into that inner portion of your legs. Switching side to side. And then let's now pause on the right side. So bring your hands down to the floor if they're not there already. Our right leg is bent, the left leg is straight. And now let's get some of that engagement that I mentioned. So see if you can feel like you're pressing your left heel down into the floor. So you're squeezing and you're feeling your left leg, your left hip, your left groin start to light up in this position. So we're just turning it on and seeing what that feels like. You don't have to squeeze as hard as you can, but get some engagement. I know for me, I turn on this area very infrequently when I'm not doing yoga. So if you're just sitting around, or even if you're just walking, you don't always engage these muscles, and I think it's important to get into these areas. So pressing, your breath is easy in and out through the nose, but you're squeezing and pressing down with that left foot. And then release. And let's switch it over to the other side. So bending the left leg, your hands are on the floor for some support, and then squeeze your right groin and see if you can press your right heel down into the mat. So you're driving the heel down. Your toes don't have to be pointing straight up. You can kind of curve. Just kind of play around with the position of the foot so you can feel where you get the most engagement in the inner line of the leg. And there should be no pain at any point. So if you feel any pain, just back off. Again, we're not going as hard as we can. We're just getting some engagement in an area that's typically not turned on. On your next inhale, coming back to center. And then let's turn towards the front of the mat. I've got my left foot forward in this position. Let's drop the back knee and inhale to reach the arms up, finding the low lunge. So your left knee is stacked over your left heel. Engage your core and lift the arms. From here, we'll get a little bit more of that engagement by pulling the right hip forward and the left hip back. So you want to get that sensation of evening out the hips. And then from here, see if you can turn on and engage by squeezing your left heel backwards and your right knee forward. So we're not actually moving, but we're doing the same thing. We're squeezing here. And you'll feel your left hamstring turn on. You'll feel your right hip turn on. Maybe you'll feel the groin. So you can bring the arms up. You're continuing to breathe in and out through the nose, but you're finding this squeezing and engaging. On your exhale, release the hands. Let's bring the right foot back behind you. So you're just kickstanding that right foot. So just twisting that leg. And then we'll come up again. So we're kind of in this low lunge position. Left arm comes inside the left knee. Right arm lifts. And again, let's see if we can squeeze and engage here. So squeeze your groin. See if you can feel that turn on. Lifting from the pelvic floor up. Opening your chest, but using your left arm to push your left leg out. Keeping that gentle breathing. Maybe twisting a little deeper. But seeing if you can bring all of your awareness and your attention into the muscles in the groin and hip area. And see if you can get some squeeze. That squeezing sensation. All right, let's release. Bring that right foot back behind you. And then we'll twist the other way. So the left arm's coming back, right arm shooting forward. And again, adjust your hips so that your left hip's pulling back, your right hip's pulling forward. And again, with the squeeze. So there's nothing to see really with the squeeze. It's all feeling it. Feel your body. Feel your left hamstring turn on. Feel your groin turn on. Feel the front of your right hip. See if you can lengthen your spine upward and just continue breathing. So even though we're squeezing, the breath is slow and steady and even. On an inhale, let's come back to our low lunge, lifting the arms. And then we'll come back, kickstanding that right leg behind you, opening the arms here. So here before you squeeze, let's see if we can just shift into the left hip, lowering that a little bit. And then as you inhale, coming back up. Let's do that a few times. Lowering on the exhale. Inhaling back up. Lowering on the exhale. Inhale to back up. Coming back up. So we're in this position. So again, we'll get that engagement. We'll squeeze, twisting open the upper body. And at this point, my groin and these inner core muscles are getting pretty tired. I can feel the burn from the squeeze here. So we'll go ahead and release. Coming back down. Right hand is behind you. Right foot is behind you. Right hand comes inside the left foot. Let's lift the left arm up and back And so a lot of times in yoga, we'll grab hold of the foot. This time, don't grab your foot. Just lift the knee, and you're reaching towards that foot. Even if you can grab it, we're not going to hold it here. But what we want to do now is focus on squeezing the right hamstring. So squeeze that right hamstring. Continue to breathe here. So now we're getting that engagement on the back of the leg. Squeezing and holding for 3, 2, 1, and release. Left leg comes behind, right foot steps up. You can shift the hips side to side, just to let go of that tension, maybe shifting your hips forward and backward, gently, letting everything relax for a moment. And then we'll come and do the same on this side. So find your low lunge, lifting up on this side. Right leg is forward. And again, left hip pulls forward, right hip pulls back. Breathing here. Core is engaged. Maybe lifting the arms. And you're squeezing and engaging. Release on an exhale. Let's bring the left foot around, so we're swiveling on that back leg, finding that kickstand position, lifting the torso up, breathing here. So right arm comes inside the right leg, left arm lifts, continuing to breathe through the nose. And here again, see if you can squeeze. Find that squeeze. So you're pushing your right arm into the right knee, opening up the right hip. You're lifting with the left arm and twisting your upper body. But you're also finding this squeeze and engagement in the groin and the inner line of the legs and your hips. Really strengthening these muscles that don't get turned on very often. Go ahead and release, bringing the left foot back behind. Let's find a low lunge again. And then we'll twist to the right. So the left arm is reaching forward, right arm is reaching back, right hip is pulled back, left hip's pulled forward. Now driving your your right heel backwards and your left knee forward without moving, like we're trying to squeeze and scrunch the mat up in between. You'll feel everything turn on when you get this squeezing action. Inhale back to low lunge. And as you exhale, let's transition, kickstanding that left leg behind us once more. Right arm comes to the inside of the right knee, left arm lifts. And before we squeeze this time, let's see if we can sink a little lower into that right hip. And as you inhale, rise back up. Exhale to lower. Inhale to rise. Once more, exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Let's find a little bit more of the squeeze and engagement. Couple rounds of breath here. And then release, hands come back down, framing the right foot. Left foot's back behind you. Inhale, right arm comes forward, up and back. And then we'll lift the left foot. Again, not grabbing hold of the foot, but really engaging in the left hamstring to squeeze and hold. Trying to draw the heel towards your glute as much as you can and feeling that engagement in your left hamstring. So again, continue breathing. Continue squeezing. And we'll hold for 3, 2, 1, and release. Let's bring the right leg back behind you. Open your knees nice and wide. Big toes come together to touch. Let's sink into our child's pose, reaching the hands out ahead of us. Forehead can gently rest on the mat. Just releasing and relaxing all that tension. Breathing through the nose. On your next inhale, let's come back into a tabletop position. And we'll do a few cat-cows. Inhale to arch the back and look up. And exhale to round the spine. Flow through that a few times on your own, a few cat-cows. And find your neutral tabletop. From here, let's come up onto the knees and then find our malasana, our yoga squat, sinking low into the hips. You can elevate the heels if that's a little easier for you, or you don't have to come down as far as I am, but find your version of the squat. You can bring your hands to heart center and use your elbows to open the knees a little bit if you'd like to. Or you can take a more passive squat if that feels better for you, where your feet are maybe a little closer together and pointing more forward and backwards. Just feeling into your hips. You can shift side to side. Continuing to breathe. And let's find our way to standing position. So stand up, feet nice and wide. Let's point the toes in opposite directions. We'll sink into our goddess squat. So this is really the last engagement we're going to do here. So toes pointing in opposite direction, sinking as low as feels comfortable. Engage the core, lift the spine. You can bring your hands to your knees or maybe hands to heart center. And again, let's find some of that squeeze. So let's, without moving, squeeze our heels together as if we're trying to scrunch the mat up. And again, you'll feel that inner line of the leg turn on. So this can be quite difficult, quite challenging. But see if you can relax everywhere else. So the groin squeezing, but your breath is easy. Your face, jaw, your neck, your shoulders are relaxed. And then we'll gently release. Let's come back down, finding a seat. And we'll spread the legs nice and wide here. So wide-legged seat, lifting up, spine is nice and long. Let's bring the right arm inside the right leg. Inhale to lift the left arm up and overhead. Again, continuing to breathe. Feeling into your side body. We've released the squeeze in the groin. So we've fully activated into these areas in the hip and the legs. Inhale back to center, and we'll switch sides. Left arm coming inside the left leg somewhere. Right arm up and over. Inhale back to center. Let's send both legs long out in front of us. Spine is nice and tall. Inhale to reach up. And exhale to fold forward. You can grab your toes, your shins, or ankles. On your inhales, finding length. And on your exhales, folding a little bit deeper. Inhale to release. And then we'll make our way onto our back. Let's bring the soles of the feet together and we'll find Supta Baddha Konasana, so this reclined butterfly pose. So again, soles of the feet are together. You can lower the head and shoulders down onto the mat. If you want to bring one hand to the belly and another hand to your heart, you can go ahead and do that. For full opening of the upper body as well as the lower body, I like to bring my arms into goalpost arms here so that the chest can open. Let's close down the eyes. And let's take 3 deep breaths together. So seal the lips, exhale everything out. Inhale, filling all the way up through the nose. And see if you can slowly exhale through your nose. A nice, long, slow exhale. Once more, inhale, filling all the way up. Slowly exhaling through the nose. Once more, inhale, filling all the way up. Slowly exhale through the nose. Release control of your breath. You're welcome to stay in this opening position, or you can find your Shavasana. So today in our practice, we found some engagement, some squeezing in the groin and the hips, and really turn on these underutilized areas. So lots of squeezing and engagement today. So I invite you to see if you can totally relax, totally release, letting full control go of your breath. Just letting yourself melt into the mat. And I'm going to leave you here to end your practice. May we open to awareness for the benefit of all beings. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Hope to see you again soon. Thanks so much, friends.